Welcome to the ROCM PODCAST, presented by ROCM Esports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome by a new ROCM podcast. Today we got a very special guest. I am Appa. I'm with my co-host Shanti
Hello.
and another co-host because our main co-host couldn't be here. I'm with Kenny,
Yes, what's up? I'm
and with our
great to be here.
very special guest, Carolina, the voice actor of Raze, the voice actor of Sombra, the voice actor of many others.
Here comes the party. Mess with the best and die like the rest.
Oh, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh, it's so weird to hear that right here.
It is. It's very strange. It's without the explosions and the gunfire. It's a different experience.
It's well chaotic.
Yep.
But how are you, Carolina?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm a big fan of the Netherlands and your culture. I don't know if you know, but my sister's married to a Dutch guy, so my little nephew, who's 2, is being taught English, Spanish, and Dutch. So I'm very connected to Amsterdam as of late.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
No way, that's
Yeah.
nice there.
Hey,
Yep.
you mentioned you also went to Utrecht for Dutch Comic Con.
I did. It was really, really fun. Too bad you guys weren't there.
I was there.
You
Oh,
were there?
Yeah, I were there.
I
It was the
didn't
last
even know.
edition of Comic Con, right?
yeah. Just a couple, like 2 months ago. Too bad I
Yes.
missed you.
Yeah, I was planning to go, but there were so many people waiting.
Yeah.
Me and my friends were like, yeah, we can do a lot of stuff in that time. So it was like, yeah.
It's okay. No, I get it. Conventions can be overwhelming and a little bit crazy, so all good.
Yeah, you never know what you can expect, I guess, on conventions.
I have never gone to like a Comic Con or a Games Con. Yeah, I have gone to pro tournaments to watch there, but never to like an event like that. I should go to something like that once.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
planning
it's
to
fun.
go like somewhere this year, like to another one. So I'm actually excited to see what we'll find.
Yeah, I mean, I think that conventions are not for everybody because some people just don't like the big crowds, but it can be fun to see people dressed up and meet some of the voice actors that you like, or just buy fun comics. There's stuff for everybody.
Exactly, it connects you to like everything you like. It's just like a surreal experience, to be honest.
Did you do like signings and stuff there? Is that...
Yeah, I did a panel one day, and Lucy Paul was there, the voice of Mercy. So we actually played a couple games of Overwatch, 2 each day, and the teams had to carry us. No, I lie, we did one. Oh no, 2! Yeah. We played twice each day. It was very stressful. Lucy and I are terrible, but the whole Dutch gaming community helped us get through it. I put a little clip of it on my Instagram. We're pathetic, but we had a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds great, right?
Yeah.
I have a question. How did you become a voice actor? Like, where did it start?
Well, I've loved acting since I was really young. So I did theater when I was a kid in Colombia, and then when it came time to go to college, I applied for theater because I love it so much. And I just knew that if I would pursue acting, I would maybe not make a living off of it, but I'd at least be happy. So in New York City, after college, I was, auditioning for film and TV, theater, voice stuff, usually just little commercials in Spanish. And slowly I realized that, voice acting was a kind of a big branch of acting. So I was doing more and more of it. And then luckily, after years and years of auditions, I got Sombra, and I started meeting other voice actors, and they were like, oh, there's so much voice acting in LA. You should come out here to do it. And that's what made me move. After booking Sombra, I learned that all the animation and video game work was in LA. So then I really started pursuing voice acting. But for a while, it was just any kind of acting that could happen in New York City, And then I kind of like got a little bit more specific with pursuing it here,
So Sombra was the first one.
Well, I had done video games for Rockstar Games. I worked on Max Payne 3 and GTA 5. And I had a character in that one, but they weren't huge characters. and I think we still hadn't like come into the connection of social media and voice actors. So, you could voice a video game, but it didn't mean that you would start meeting people at conventions and doing that circuit. It wasn't until Sombra came around that then I kind of got introduced to the world. But I had worked on video games before.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
What I always wondered, right? You do the voice lines. Like, do you get to decide yourself a bit like what you say, or is it like all scripted and you just need to
Oh
say
yeah,
it?
no, I don't invent the lines at all. They have very specific scripts. Once in a while I'll suggest a change or a word or something, but usually they have everything written out and it's very specific. For Sombra it is. I've suggested since the game came out, I've suggested a few things, and then with Raze it was different because it was very collaborative. Even though a lot of the lines were written, I did do a lot of improvisation, and so we kind of found Raze together, but usually they have pretty well thought out scripts.
I see.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
So how did like the process like differ from, I guess, working with Valorant and Overwatch? Like, what were the main differences?
It's a very similar process. You go into the recording booth and you have a script of 300 lines and you get through as many as you can in one session and then
Oh,
come
that
back
must
for
be
more.
tough.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's like, say, I have Apagando las Luces, and they say, okay, so this is the ultimate. This is what happens when you're using your ultimate power. So I'm like, okay, so then like I'll do three of each. So I'll try something like Apagando las Luces, Apagando las Luces, Apagando las Luces. And then like the director will be like, oh, okay, so actually there's going to be a reverb put on. And so maybe we need to do something different. Try this. Or they'll just be like, okay, we love take A or take B. And then they choose the one they like and we move on. So sometimes I'll do a line, 6, 9, 12 times. Other times it'll just be 3 and they like one and they choose it and bam. So that's pretty much how Overwatch works for me. And I know Sombra really well now, so I kind of have a grasp on her, and we just have to tighten like, oh, she needs to be more sarcastic, or this needs to be more projected because it's during melee or during whatever, But then with Valorant, it was just like Raze is so kind of volatile and explosive that they were open to improv and like we were finding ways to make her really big and then really small, and then it was just kind of like excited energy, and so they really just wanted it to feel very natural. So with the writer and the director, I got to just play a lot, and I invented a lot of stuff. Like one of the things I messed up that line that goes, you can take a girl out of Bahia, but you'll never take a girl out of, wait, what? I don't know what I'm saying. Like that one I actually messed up. I made a mistake, but I stayed in character, and so I said, what? I don't know. And then they were like, oh my God, that was great. Let's keep it. Because it's technically, the saying goes like, you can take a boy out of, The Hague, but you'll never take The Hague out of a boy. It's kind of saying like, you carry your home wherever you go. But I messed it up, and so they kept it. And then they were like, yeah, that's great. We're going to use it. And so then I just said, money, baby, this is money. As in, I'm giving you guys money, like good lines. And then that was just Carolina talking, and they're like, oh my God, we love that one too. So a lot of like our kind of playing in the booth became part of Raze, which was really cool.
It fits really well actually for the character of Raze. Like just yeah. Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I brought a lot of like my energy and my craziness to it. So in that sense, if she feels very, I mean, I know that I'm really high energy. I'm not as loud and as crazy as she is, but I really enjoy, how, excited she is to create family and hang with people and socialize,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
Raze tends to play with bombs. It's kind of dangerous.
exactly.
I don't know if you do
Yeah.
that.
But would you say that you enjoyed like working on Valorant the most, like compared to the other features you've done?
It's different. I think every project is different. Right now I'm working on a Disney animation that's really exciting because I've never had a recurring on a Disney show, and it's the same writer and creator of Phineas and Ferb. So it's just like it's very different comedy, and it's for kids, and video games are just like it's a different animal. So like I love that, but then creating Raze was obviously super special for me. So I think every project is different. I like to bring different aspects of myself to characters. And Sombra is like one of my favorites. It's just a very different experience, So luckily I don't have to choose a favorite. but I do really like them all.
That's nice. There it is.
Did it take like long to record the voice lines? Like, how long did it take? Like,
Yeah, so usually the way voiceover works for video games is that we record 4-hour sessions, and they shouldn't be longer because our voice can get really tired, or our vocal cords could bleed, or we could, if I start talking like this, then I'm not going to sound like Sombra anymore, you know? And so we have to like protect our voices. So usually they book us for 4 hours, and then like recently I did a Sombra recording for Overwatch 2, and there were a lot of screaming lines, so at the third hour we stopped just so I could rest my voice. But for the initial Overwatch stuff, we recorded every week, once a week. So I would say there were maybe 5 or 6 sessions. So if you multiply that, it could be 24 to 30 hours total of recording. And then every year they'll bring us back in a couple times to do events and new character line interactions. Like, I don't think I've recorded stuff with Junker Queen yet, so at some point I'll probably go in to have interactions with her, stuff like that. Once we find out there are new characters, they bring us in for stuff.
I see.
Would you say like the process also like physically taxing though, like for your voice and stuff?
Definitely, absolutely. It's physically tiring. Like after a session, I usually need a nap because it's just every hour is super intense. So imagine 3 hours of just being on and talking the whole time. It's like, oh my God, it's a lot of energy expended, and it's like me screaming or getting really excited. So yeah, I do a lot of vocal warm ups to not ruin my voice, and then we have to do like a cool down afterwards. Because then I walk out like this again, and then like I can't do my next voiceover session. So we have to be really careful about how we do things like that.
Yeah. Do you like also like practice like voice acting like in general, like in your free time?
I mean, yeah, I studied theater in college, and I've taken voice acting classes, and I deal with voice coaches constantly. I was losing my voice recently, so I had to go see like she's not a doctor, but she's a coach that understands what happens with like vocal fatigue or muscle fatigue. So you have to like massage the throat and like just learn different things to make it work. So, but in that same sense, I'm constantly creating new characters for auditions. So I guess that's practicing in a sense, like if I'm going to play a little kid who talks like this, or if I'm going to play like somebody with an accent, it's kind of like you sort of have to be practicing just to have, a sense of what you can do,
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
Yeah, but like, say you have a cold or something, or your nose is stuffed. I think you can't do the same voices, right? Like,
Exactly. So sometimes if we're sick, we definitely have to cancel a session and just say, I'm sorry, I can't do it today. So that that's why we have to stay healthy. And like if I want to go to a concert tonight for I don't know, Coldplay, and the next day I have a 9 a.m. session, I know that at the concert I cannot scream or sing along with them because I'll lose my voice and then I can't work the next day. So sometimes it kind of takes the fun out of things, but we just learn to accommodate, or like if my friends are at a bar and it's really loud, I'll choose either not to talk a lot or I'll just say, sorry guys, I got to go home. Because if you have to work the next day at 9, I definitely have to be careful that if I have to play a high pitched kid, like, and I can't reach that the next day, I am screwed.
It goes deeper
yeah,
than
I
I
see.
thought, like that kind of stuff just really affects like your work, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, think about it like any athlete. They have to go to the gym, then they have to also practice. And if they decide to like play a fun soccer match before their baseball match the next day, they might get injured. So, like anything, you have to be really careful because it's your instrument.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because we only hear the voice lines in the games, of course, but there's like
Right, right.
the whole story, like how it's made and what the person actually does. Yeah, it's interesting. You don't think about that like immediately.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of work goes into it, and so when we get asked like, oh, how do I pursue voice acting, or how do I if I wanted to do this, it's like if you're really serious about it, I will give you all the pointers, but it's not an easy career because a lot goes into it. It's really fun when you book it, and of course, our characters are super exciting. But I didn't book Sombra till about 10 years into my acting career, where I had been doing all sorts of different work and just trying to pursue it. So it's a like anything. It's a really hard career to pursue in the arts. It's just how it goes, you know.
Yeah. I'm curious. What is your favorite voice line of Raze?
Ooh, I love paint. Check. Charges. Check.
Oh, I
Brakes.
love that one.
Nowhere in sight. I love my favorite is Brimstonezinho. You sure I can't listen to music? You're really bringing me down here, man. And then like I think all her character interactions are really fun. I forget the ones she has with Viper and Killjoy, but I think they're all. She's just a fun, loving character, you know.
I like the one surrounded by Mia Familia. I like that one.
Oh,
as well.
surrounded by Mia Familia. We won't lose.
It's just I don't know. It has something wholesome in it. It's nice to hear.
Yeah, but sometimes
Yeah.
voice lines can be a nightmare, especially when you play against them. When you're at the ultimate, you just keep
yep.
running.
I know. Yeah.
Well, do you play Valorant yourself or just only do it for work?
I'm a really bad gamer. I try. I tried Overwatch and I sucked. And I hear Valorant is more competitive and faster and harder. So yeah, no, I haven't tried. I also don't have a PC gaming computer, but maybe someday I'll play. I really suck at it, guys.
Don't even like play Candy Crush or anything?
Oh, not even. See, I'm an outdoors kind of person, so I love being outside. Or I spend so much time in front of a screen for work and doing Instagram lives and stuff that I kind of I've moved away from the computer. But I love gamers and I love the gaming community and all that good stuff. I'm just a really bad gamer and I suffer while playing. So yeah, guys, you would get bored watching me.
Yeah, I see you're outside a lot. I looked on your Instagram to see what you have been up to. You travel a lot. You're all over the place. Does that never
All
get
over
like
the
tiring?
place trying to meet you people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does
What
never
is
get
like?
tiring traveling so much?
It does, and I'm trying to not travel as much because I am pretty tired. But I love it. Like I loved going to the Netherlands, and I loved I don't know, just in general. I love meeting people, and I love coming back for work, so that's important. But I just love travel. I love different kinds of food. You know.
hmm What
Nice.
would you say like your favorite like country is like to travel to in general?
Oh, that's a hard question. I mean, I
I know.
think I like warm weather, so anywhere that is warm, I will enjoy more than winter. I really loved Thailand. I love
Love
Brazil.
Thailand.
I don't know. I do love Europe. I think I've been going when it's cold recently, and it's just a little bit too much. Mexico is great.
hmm
Yeah.
You gotta imagine living in the Netherlands though.
Oh,
So
Netherlands
Uh,
is
cold.
not very warm.
nope.
It's
I
not
was
good.
just there, and it was rainy.
Of
So
course.
I went to a wedding in Ireland after a Liverpool Comic Con, and then I went to go see my sister in Amsterdam, and I got COVID, guys. So I was stuck
Ooh.
in the Netherlands for a little bit longer because I couldn't fly back to the States. But it was so rainy, it was kind of like, okay, well, we can't go outside anyway.
Yeah, it's basically 80% rain out here.
Yeah,
Just
it's
basically
incredible.
surviving.
Yeah,
The winters are pretty cold. It just rain all the time, the whole day.
But when the
yeah,
weather gets
yeah,
great, it's like really good though.
yeah. I've been in the summer and it's beautiful, and the food's great. Stroopwafels and
Stroopwafels.
Apples.
stroopwafels. What else? Yeah, I've had a good time there. It's good. It's good. It's good. Good people.
Have you had a bitterballen?
I have. I
Yeah,
have.
did you like
Yep.
those?
I don't love a lot of fried food, so it's funny.
Uh,
I had been to Dutch Comic Con 4 or 5 years ago, and when I went back, the bartender and everybody that works at the hotel remembered me. So he brought me some bitterballen because he'd offered me some before, and I put it on Instagram that I prefer stroopwafels. And the next day, he showed up with those instead, which was really nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had some stroopwafels earlier today, actually.
and me too. I remember
Coincidence.
that.
yeah,
I don't think it's a
Yeah,
that's
coincidence. It
delicious.
must be fate.
must be paid, yeah. Yeah, I'm
So wait, you guys game both Valorant and Overwatch, or
Uh, I
we are
used I used to play like a lot of Overwatch, especially when it came out. But I really suck at that game. So when Valorant came out, I kept playing more Valorant, and been
Yeah.
enjoying that till now, I guess.
Did you? Are you excited though for Overwatch 2? Because it's kind of going to be different, or you're sticking to Valorant?
It depends. I'm definitely gonna try it out. Since Overwatch was a really fun game, but like after a while, it got really like cluttered, I guess, with so many heroes and everything. But it's still really fun though. So I'm interested to see what they come up with for the second game, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. I don't know much in terms of like I know gameplay is like 5v5 and all that stuff, but hopefully
It's
it'll be a
so
fun
fast
experience.
paced. It's very
Yeah,
fast paced.
yeah.
Me, Shanti, and the two that are spectating, we are in a Valorant team
Oh,
for the
cool.
esports class. Actually, what if you Rachel was one of the spectators. She mained the Raze, so that's
Oh,
that's
nice.
kind of interesting. Um,
Woohoo!
yeah, we are like in a Valorant team. We play together sometimes. Yeah. So yeah,
Awesome.
we're
Good
mainly
stuff.
Valorant. I come from CS:GO though. Yeah, I used to play
Okay.
CS:GO.
Yeah, CS:GO is not that colorful though.
No, it's not that colorful.
Bro, the voice lines are just like really dark. But I mean, it's realistic, I guess.
Wait, which character?
No, like in CS:GO, it's basically like the terrorist versus counter terrorist, so it's like more realistic
Got it. Got it.
approaches,
Got
I
it.
guess.
Yep.
So it's like really, it all basically sounds a bit the same, but like in comparison, Valorant is very vibrant. Everyone has like such unique and memorable voice lines. So you'll remember them, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what, like with Sombra, I feel like everyone's just like, oh my God, all of your voice lines are so good. And I'm like, yep, they're just iconic. And that's like the characters in general, I think that most of them are like good taglines.
Exactly, because it's definitely not only about the characters. It's like the whole thing with the characters and the voice line all combines into one. Complete character, which you can actually like feel like as a person, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they take a lot of care writing them and creating them, and even within the booth, I interviewed all of them on my Twitch a while back. Oh, I'm gonna interview Neon today on Twitch.
Really?
We're gonna do a live stream at 4 p.m. So,
Oh, it's gonna be
um,
live. I'm gonna watch it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's in 2 hours for you, so I don't know if that's too late, but
Mm-hmm.
I had most of the Valorant voice actors on my Twitch, like what we're doing, like a podcast video session, and they said that each one of their recording sessions was different in terms of how the writer and director approached it to really create like really fun characters. They're very
Mm-hmm.
specific. They're all very different. You don't feel like each one is the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I
Yeah.
saw I saw earlier you did a podcast with the voice actor of Cypher. He was like teaching you Moroccan.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
saw a
He's
bit of
so
that.
nice. He's great. Good times. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I definitely feel like that Raze is the most outspoken character in Valorant. Like, also like character and comparison to the other ones, like if you compare like maybe to Chamber or Cypher, it's more sophisticated. So definitely like a big difference, I guess.
Yeah,
I
raises
think she's the most loud for sure.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know if most outspoken because I do think that I think it just depends. I think there's just different characteristics to all of them, and I think it
Mm-hmm.
depends on. I don't really understand fully gameplay stuff, but I'm understanding sentinels versus duelists and all that stuff, and so I think the personality goes with what they have to achieve in game and how they function, and so I think that that's part of how they create them. Do you know?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Yeah, if you look
Yeah.
at it through that lens, you can definitely see that with like duelists, like more outspoken, of course, and more active compared to like sentinels, who are more like sophisticated.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
yeah, the duelists are more like aggressive and more jumpy and stuff, and like sentinels are more chill and like I don't know, like sound smarter or something. I don't know how to explain. They're like more more backseated, and the yeah, of course the
Yeah,
duelists have to run in the site and get the kills, so they're more jumpy and yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, anything else you've been up to like recently? Like, I mean, I know you're gonna do the podcast with Neon. You just told us, but
Yeah.
anything else in
I've
the?
been Yeah, I've been traveling a lot for conventions, so I'm still going to be doing those. I'm going to maybe San Diego Comic Con, probably. There's Dallas. Sorry, I just did Dallas this weekend. Boston Fan Expo, San Francisco, Edmonton, and Toronto in Canada. Those were exciting, And then I'm still recording. We still record for Hamster and Gretel, which is the new Disney show. That'll be coming out in the late summer, maybe late July, I think. And then just released my movie. We did it at Dallas this weekend, where we screen it as like an evening event, and then we do a Q&A afterwards. So it's cool because my character's a gamer and a cosplayer, and she has to go through the pandemic by herself, and she's alone, and so it's a little bit depressing, but it's hopeful. Yeah. So I want to talk about mental health at cons, and I think that's a good vehicle to do it.
Oh, I see.
What has been like your biggest project? Like what what needed the most work?
That one, because
That one?
I've never produced the Morgan's Mask, the film that I'm presenting at cons. I produced it, and it was just a lot of work, and it was exhausting. But it was really special, and if you care about something, you put all the work into it, So I think other projects, I'm not the boss of them, and in this one, we got the fundraising, we shot in my apartment. I was very involved in making it happen, so it was a lot of work. The trailer's on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram if you want to check it out. It's kind of cool because it very much relates to gamers and cosplayers.
I see. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'll check it out later. I'm
Yeah.
You got me curious. Yeah, we've talked about a lot.
Yeah, sounds
We
good.
got to know the voice behind Raze, what goes on in
Sombra, of course, as well.
Sombra, what goes on in the voice acting world. I learned a lot. I'm
Definitely.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, feel free to tell people to follow my socials, and that way they can find out
I-
if I go back to the Netherlands, or if I'm in Europe, because I do European cons. I might do Scotland in October. But if you Google my name, you'll usually find my Instagram is Ravassa and Twitter is Carolina Ravassa. I'm on TikTok as well as Carolina Ravassa. But I'm always updating stuff there with voice line things, or like a new short film came out of Valorant yesterday. Neon, Viper, and Reyna are in it, and Killjoy. It's super fun. You guys should check it out. It's called Shattered. I'm gonna be doing we're gonna watch it on the stream today and comment. So it'll be fun because it'll be something a little bit more dynamic. But I'm always kind of sharing fun stuff that's happening. So yeah, feel free to check all those out, and you can see what I've been up to.
Definitely have a bright future ahead, I guess.
we watched the short right before we recorded the podcast. We're in a call and we watched the short.
Oh, cool! It's fun, right? Isn't it great?
It was cool. Yes, it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you'll
I haven't
see.
seen it personally yet, but I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Check it out. Check it out. Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's good stuff.
Well, anyways, it was great having you. Thank you very much.
Very nice. It was very nice. Thanks for joining.
Thank you guys so much. This has been great. So, do you know what Sombra says in her ultimate?
I have to crack my brain. It has been a few years, I guess. Oh.
You know what apagando las luces means?
Oh,
no, what does it mean?
Wait, I never know the meaning.
You don't know the meaning. It means do the lichten out.
Do the lift.
Oh
my
that's
God.
amazing.
That's amazing. That's
exactly what it
perfect.
means. So
That's
all of the
perfect.
Netherlands should now know that that's what my ultimate means.
Yes. Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, guys. Thanks for having me. Good luck, and once this is out, tweet it, and I'll reshare and all that good stuff. Thanks for everything.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Yeah,
Of course,
thank you.
if you want to follow Carolina, all the socials are in the description. You can go there.
Super.
No problem.
Oh, and as always,
That's great. All right. Thanks, everyone. This has been a great podcast. I'll see everyone later again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the ROCM podcast. We hope you enjoyed. Check our socials displayed on screen and within the description. Have a nice day. Till next time.